So, I'm sure it's news to absolutely nobody that there seems to be a big crisis of social skills in a fandom like ours, and might not actually be, just exclusive to the furries. It's pretty universal these days, but there are a lot of traits that we see when it comes to interpersonal relationships that are actually bad, and are very bad for you, and are stopping you from reaching the things that you truly want to reach. And I thought I would do my little bit of community service like I always fucking do, and tell you what those traits are so that you can, observe them from a distance and avoid them, and maybe find a way past them and find something that actually matches you, because you deserve that. I mean, maybe you don't, but I'm trying to be a fucking optimist and it's hard. Anyway, let's get into it. What exactly are these traits that I'm talking about? Well, actually, I'm fairly certain you've seen these in your life already. We're talking about the sort of person that only wants to talk about themselves, that is only interested in things when it involves them. They don't tend to have an awful lot of empathy, they don't tend to think about other people's perspectives, and they don't really seem to care anything about being a friend to other people. It's about what you can do for them, not what they do for everybody else. It's not reciprocal. It's not even just an issue of being selfish or it all being one-sided. It also comes down to authenticity. You see these people trying to be a character. They're not entirely sure who they are, so they just portray something. They tell you what you want to hear. They give out what they think people want to, receive. It becomes just this mask, this facade that's not genuine at all. And no one really wants to be around that, because we want genuine relationships and genuine friends, and if someone's just faking it the whole time, then it's just hollow, empty, meaningless nothing. And it manifests in an awful lot of different ways, all of this does, and it impacts you in a lot of different ways, and there's a lot of different reasons why it happens. I just hope there's a segment next that explains some of that. Now, one of the major problems with all of this stuff is that it's just so easily well hidden in this fandom of ours. You see, we all want to be good listeners. We all want to be people pleasers with savior complexes. So we're happy to let somebody talk about themselves. We're happy for it to be one-sided because we don't want to take up that much space. We don't want to be a burden on people. We don't want them thinking that it's not worth being around us. So we try to be of service. We try to give. We fill up their cup even if ours is empty. We set ourselves on fire just to keep them warm. That's obviously an easy way to hide this, but it's also very fucking damaging. We also just sometimes just fall prey to the social media cycle. We want to show people that we are good, we are righteous, we are a proper person that they should really follow and support. And sometimes, yeah, we do just want to be the funniest guy in the room. If we're feeling insecure, if we're feeling like no one really cares, no one wants to listen to us, then it's so easy for us to just keep making jokes, keep making snide little comments and making references, because it acts as a barrier. Because if they reject the joke, then it's not your joke. But if they reject you, then, oh, fuck, that hurt. You see, this stuff is so easily hidden with all the patterns that we see in this fandom, to the point where the fandom almost supports it. Why exactly is all of this so common? Why is this something that so many struggle with? Well, look at the nature of the fandom itself. We all come here because we are outsiders in traditional society and traditional social situations. We struggle to find that. We're basically coming here to find our home, to find our tribe, which means we're gonna be more accessible, we're going to be more amenable to people, we're going to just generally burn ourselves out for others and allow these toxic traits to really take root. And it's not inherently even a bad thing. We all are on the same journey. Some people are further down the path than we are, but you have to make sure the other person is actually on that path, because if they're not, then, well, you're just enabling someone, and we don't want to enable. In fact, if you want to help someone, then enabling is completely counterintuitive to that very thing, now isn't it? A lot of us have just also never had a chance to really talk and to be heard, and look at the things that we're interested in. They don't tend to gel. I mean, if you want to talk about your interest in anime characters or anthro characters, and your family's into fucking football and sports, it doesn't really go together, does it? So when you get that opportunity to finally engage and have a conversation about these things that you love so much, you kind of go a little bit overboard, don't you? You kind of just go and go and go, because what if you don't get this chance again? You're used to being talked over, you're used to not being listened to, so you got to make it count. And this is where these behaviors start to take root and start to take over. Because before you know it, this has become a pattern, and it's a pattern that's very hard to break. And trust me, you really fucking need to. Now, I can talk about the why of it all I want. I can pretend that I'm an intellectual, and I can pretend that I have all of the answers all we want. We can explain why someone does a thing until the cows come home. wherever the fuck they've been. But that's not really what's important. It's just a distancing thing. It's a way for you to not deal with the actual shit. If you can intellectualize it, you don't have to feel it. And ultimately, the motivations behind why someone does this is not what's important. What's important is what you do about it. It's what you use this information for and how you're going to let it affect your life. And that's really what I want you to take home. It's not just about why people do this and what it is that you don't like about it. It's about how you are going to mitigate that in your life and get your needs fulfilled, which, by the way, is the next segment. So why exactly am I telling you all this if it's not your job to fix it? Well, it's because it's your job to identify it. It's your job to figure this shit out. And we all have a duty to curate our life and the people that we choose to include in our life. And part of that means identifying certain behaviors that perhaps don't align with us. And this is exactly how we do that. We continuously look at the things that are happening around us and we make judgments. Are these people on a journey? Are they working on their issues? Are they on this path and you just need to help them along it? Or is this the kind of thing that perhaps isn't going to fix? Is this the sort of thing that's happening too much and they're not actually working on it? Is this actually just a red flag that maybe you are not compatible and that maybe you shouldn't have them in a position of trust and meaningfulness that perhaps they're not worthy of? It doesn't make you a shitty person, it doesn't make you a shitty friend. It makes you conscious of your needs and you're actually putting them first. I understand that we all want to fix people. I understand that we all want people to be better, but you also have to understand that that's not your job. That's theirs. In the same way that it's your journey and that you need to do the things that are right for you, they need to do the things that are right for them. It doesn't make you bad. It doesn't make you a horrible person. You're letting them do the things that they need to do. You are refusing to be an enabler, and that is being a truly good friend. Sometimes we have this habit of putting people in a position of trust or meaningfulness that they don't deserve, because we don't have anybody else who will fit that. Sometimes you need to get those people out of that position because they don't deserve it. And if they're already in that position, then the right people can't be there. You need to get the wrong ones out the way so that the right ones can join. I hope that makes sense because we all need to be doing better with this shit. Well, there you have it. There's a bunch of shit that I said that apparently made some sort of sense. At least I hope so. I haven't even said it yet. But that's a lot of the stuff that I'm fairly certain we see in this fandom. It's something that we're going to address time and time again, and we see it outside the fandom too. And I do believe that observing this as shit and seeing how it impacts you and how you can potentially avoid it is the key to having a good experience with this. Because all too often people just sort of go along with this and they treat it as okay. And it really isn't. It's not okay. Maybe you should be better than that. Maybe you should find better than that. But I digress. If you would like to support us because you really liked this video, then there's loads of different ways you can do that. Look at me, I'm being all subtle about the sort of things that I should be more subtle about. And of course there is the Patreon, of course. There is, of course, the Patreon, which, you know, helps pay our bills, and it's just wonderful when people go to. We got an exclusive video series on there. We got a Discord server you can join in. I actually talk in there sometimes when I remember that I also need to have social skills. But there we have it. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this video, and that's about it. Bye.